Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now I've got to be honest, I had never been much of a fan of the Borderlands games. I played the first 2 years ago on console and never really got into them, and that was about until last week. I'm playing through the third game now and luckily it didn't cost me a penny. Before the YouTube algorithm picks up on the words free and game and proceeds to fire this video into some sort of black hole, I should state that this game is free from the Epic Games Store from now until the 26th of May at 8 AM PT, 11 AM ET and 4 PM BST. Borderlands 3 is a couple of years old now, and I've always been under the impression that it's quite difficult to run. I'm sure there's been a handful of performance patches since launch, and from what I'm experiencing, as of May 2022, it seems to be running quite well on my mid-range i3 and RTX 3050 system with the high settings. Whenever a big name title goes on sale or gets given away, like in this case, I like to check out the performance on PC to hopefully give you an idea of what to expect. It's partly why I use a reasonably priced, modest system on a daily basis, but aside from that, I still use a 1080p monitor, so this setup is absolutely fine for me. While the average and 1% frame rate metrics are fine here, the 0.1% low, is quite a bit lower than the aforementioned 1% figure, which indicates some stutter and frame dips here and there. Oh, there's lightning outside, can you hear the thunder? If you've been keeping an eye on the frame time graph, then you may have noticed one or two little hitches or hiccups, and it's fair to say that yes, the experience here isn't completely flawless. That said, I've found that with my CPU and GPU combo, running the game in DirectX 11 mode, as opposed to DirectX 12, does give us better performance. In this case, I noticed about 4 more frames per second on average, with slightly improved percentile lows as well. This of course will depend on the setup you're using though, so play about with both options and of course all the in-game graphical options as well to suit your liking. With the mid-range test done and dusted then, it's time now to remove the graphics card from the PC and see what integrated graphics can do. Despite its pure processing power, which is very good for the money, the i3-12300 has a not so great integrated GPU solution, though it's fair to say that some significant improvements have been made over older Intel iGPUs. AMD is still the better bet if you want to play without a graphics card these days, and APUs like the 5600G and 5700G are still my recommendation. But the 12300 and UHD 730 combo is by no means awful. Thankfully, Borderlands 3 lets you absolutely ruin the graphics with a very low preset and a resolution scaling slider, so running the game at 50% of 1080p with everything turned down or off is absolutely ideal for our i3, and it means that we can hit an almost 60 FPS average even if the percentile lows are quite shocking. In my opinion, these heavily reduced graphics still have a certain charm to them. I don't know what it is, but the jagged lines, lack of textures on anything and blending of all the colours just works really well here. I can't really explain it. It's like how I'd imagine a mobile phone port to look, something like that. Maybe a DS version. It's headache-inducing on a 43-inch 4K TV, that's for sure, but on a smaller monitor, or even, let's say, the Steam Deck, it would look pretty good even with settings like this, which probably aren't necessary on something like the Steam Deck, but it's nice to know if you have to turn the graphical settings down, the game doesn't look entirely awful. I can always appreciate the inclusion of resolution scale sliders in games, and it's nice to see another title that runs well on modern integrated graphics. That's all there really is to this video. When it's no longer free, I'll add the word expired to the title, but everything I've said and shown you here regarding the performance should still apply. So if you're watching this in 2025, for example, and you're still rocking that 3050 or Intel UHD 730 iGPU, then you should still be good to go, I'm sure. That was a difficult sentence to say. Should still be good to go, I'm sure. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, leave a dislike if you didn't. Let me know what you think of the game down below. Borderlands 3, free on the Epic Games Store until the 26th of May. Depending on where you live is depending on the time that it's free until, but check it out on the official website. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hopefully I'll see all of you in the next one.